heartbreaker of a story. So was up with my boy Riv today, and we did a collaboration for some stuff he put on his channel, and we did this intro video, he and I, for my channel. This video that I'm shooting right here, right now, and lo and behold, it got corrupt. So I know it came out good too. So if you look at this Riv, nah, it wasn't that I got rid of your video because it was awesome, but my phone got rid of it. This is Saturday, the 1st of May, and this is SITREP 68.
I'm not ashamed, big like a pickle, I'm still getting paid. I get by the ladies, you know I'm in charge. Both how I'm living and my nose is large. I get stupid, I shoot an arrow like Cupid. I use a word that don't mean nothing, like lifted. I sang on Do What You Like, and if you missed it, I'm the one that said just grab them in the biscuits. Also told you that I like to bite. Well, yeah, I guess it's obvious I also like to write. All you had to do is give Humpty a chance, and I'm gonna do my dance. Humpty dance is a chance to do it.
So I just showed up at church, and what a better place to talk to you about the God-shaped hole. So, the God-shaped hole, we all have it. And it is that thing that you try to fill your whole life, but you can't. You might pick up a hobby, you might, whatever. But it's like a square peg in a round hole. It just won't go. There's something out there you know will fill that void that you feel, but you just don't know what it is. And, well, obviously the shape that fits in the God-shaped hole is God. And that's the only thing that's going to fit in there, guys. So the sooner you realize that, the better off you'll be. Trust me, I spent 58 years trying to fill that hole. I picked up guitar, I did all kinds of things I focused on work mostly. That's what a lot of us do, right? We think that's what we need to do, is focus on work to fill that hole. That's not what you need, guys. You need God, you need family. You need to get in touch with yourself. Yeah? That's all I got to say about it. The God-shaped hole. Fill it with the right thing, guys. So let's talk about medical. I made it through the first iteration of chemo. That was the threesome, the gruesome threesome. The cetuximab, the carboplatin, and the 5-fluorouracil, the 5-FU. And those three last Tuesday through Friday. I have sores on my tongue now from that, I'm pretty sure. And then Friday I went in and I got my shot of cetuximab, and they gave me 25 milligrams of Benadryl. That put me for a loop. Holy crap, that stuff is, man, as soon as it hits your line, you're like, it just knocks you out, man. The cetuximab wasn't bad at all. I mean, that evening, yesterday evening, I felt okay. Today I was out gallivanting around, so yeah, I actually felt pretty good. So, and I slowed down taking my pain pills, like I said, I think last SITREP, because I was constipated pretty bad. So the pain is pretty doable without taking any morphine. I'm still taking it, but I think I'm taking a little bit less than normal for breakout pain. And of course, I still have the patches, the fentanyl patches. I mean, I gotta say, this stuff it's definitely doable. Next week, next Friday, I can go in again and just get a shot of cetuximab. But apparently this stuff has a weird side effect, like it does something to your nails. When today I climbed over a split rail fence, and it got a piece of wood jammed right underneath my fingernail. So it could only happen to me. So yeah, there's that. What else? So let me review the chemo experience real quick for you guys that missed last week. So day 1 was Friday, day 2 was Saturday. I was kind of meh. I wasn't great, but I wasn't feeling too bad. I lost my appetite. I was real tired and all that stuff, but wasn't too bad. Day 3 was Sunday. I went to church actually. I did end up getting sick, but that's mostly because I messed up and I didn't. There was 2 different nausea meds that I was supposed to take, and I messed up when I was supposed to take them. So yeah, the vomit demon crept in and it sent me for a loop, and I was grabbing onto the porcelain. So that always sucks. I hate throwing up. I hate throwing up. Monday was day 4. I felt pretty yucky for sure. I didn't even go to the airport to drop off my son, so I'm sorry about that. Usually I don't care hell high water, I would have gone, but yeah, I was pretty much manned out, so I didn't go. And then Tuesday, I felt better. I actually had some chicken soup for dinner. Wednesday I had pasta. That felt almost normal, by the way, which is awesome. The tomato sauce still does something to me, but it wasn't really bad. I was out in the garden doing garden work. I mean, I was a man on fire. I mean, that was great. My appetite was up. Yeah, I gotta say, overall, the first couple of days of the gruesome threesome is the worst. Actually, the whole 4 days is pretty sucky. But the couple weeks after that is not bad. So, the wife just got home. I'm gonna say hi. Hold on.
We need some milk.
So I don't know if any of you guys ever heard of Dr. John Campbell. He's out of the UK. Apparently, he used to be a professor at one of the big medical universities in the UK, and now he just does like commentary on YouTube. He has his own channel, and he comes out with stuff like days before anybody in the world seems to even like think about it. Like a couple of days ago, on the 28th, 3 days ago, there's 2 strains of the COVID virus in India. There's one in the north central in New Delhi, and there's one in the the west central in Mumbai, which is the huge fishing community in the west. Anyway, the one in Mumbai is primarily an Indian variant, and the one in New Delhi is a UK variant. So 2 different countries' variants are in India. You know the population is there. You know how dense it is. People are dying in droves there. And he goes on to like one of the local travel websites in the United States, and there's direct flights from New Delhi right into New York City, right to JFK. So apparently you can't go to the deli and get a sandwich in New York City right now, but you can go to New Delhi and you fly into JFK. Go figure. What are we doing in this country right now? I don't get it. Anyway, I digress. So I think we will we'll talk a little bit about funeral arrangements. So recently, my son was in town, as I said during the last SITREP, and we had to sit down and work out some things of how things are going to go down. So a long time ago, I decided that I wanted to get buried in Arlington, and that kind of stems from when I was a kid, growing up, in the late '60s, early '70s. There's a lot of people that were coming home from Vietnam, getting buried. A lot of my kids I went to school with, their dads were getting buried in Arlington, and so I always thought, man, you know, that's really kind of cool, you know. So I always admired that place. I've been there before. I decided I wanted to get buried there. As a matter of fact, the wife and I were both planning on getting buried there. What a lot of people might not realize is there are national cemeteries all around the country, and they're just like Arlington, the federal, national federal cemeteries. They're maintained by the federal government. Veterans that are qualified to get buried there. It used to be just about any veteran. I mean, literally, it still kind of is. I mean, it still is at all cemeteries. Arlington has some restrictions now because we're running out of space. So let me jump right into that part of it. To qualify right now for an in-ground full burial at Arlington National Cemetery is 4 requirements. You either have to be a former POW, you have to be a major medal recipient, like a Medal of Honor or a Purple Heart, Distinguished Flying Cross, one of those guys. You have to either die on active duty or you have to retire from active duty. Those are the 4 veterans right now that are qualified for in-ground burials at Arlington National Cemetery. The thing about Arlington, why it's so prestigious, is the 3rd U.S. Infantry is stationed there. So an entire infantry regiment from the active duty, the regular army. They're an actual combat unit. They do deploy, but they are the guys that you see marching. They protect the president. It's one of the things that they do. They do all the ceremonies. They stand outside the White House when all the dignitaries arrive and all that. They the guys that guard the Tomb of the Unknowns, they come out of the 3rd U.S. Infantry. They're known as the Old Guard, and they've been there for decades. I mean, long time. I don't know exactly how long, but a very, very long time. I'm talking, maybe back as far as World War II, maybe before that. At any rate, the other national cemeteries don't have those guys. So what you typically get when you go, I could get buried here at Cape Canaveral. The national cemetery around here is located there. What you'll typically get is, for an Army veteran, you might get some guys from the local VFW will come there, dressed in the VFW garb. They'll do gun salutes. That's all good. You might have an old Army veteran there, or maybe a person from the military service branch who has a bugle. Now, keep in mind, those bugles actually, they have little audio players in them. So it's just playing a tap sound. They're not really blowing taps on the bugle, guys. I mean, it looks like they are. It's pretty cool, but it's not the same. When you get buried in Arlington, you get the whole deal, and it's the real deal. So, for a while there, I was thinking about actually not getting buried in Arlington, just because they're running out of space, you know. And I would feel bad taking away ground from, you know, a kid that's just got shot up in, you know, Afghanistan, right? But I got thinking about it. There's not too many soldiers dying right now, to be honest with you. I mean, the wars have slowed down considerably. The people that are mostly getting buried right now are Vietnam veterans. I mean, they are so busy at Arlington, it is to the point where they are 9 to 11 months behind in funerals right now. So, that said, it is a little bit quicker to get buried if you are cremated. So what I'm going to end up doing is getting cremated here, and the wait time is still 7 to 9 months, something like that. And then when it's time, my remains, the urn will be sent up there. It can be sent by mail. And by the way, I don't know why, but the Federal Trade Commission, the FTC, is the one that oversees the funeral industry as a whole, civilian and military. And they directed that urns that get sent to Arlington National Cemetery can only go by United States Postal Service overnight. You can't FedEx it. You can't send it UPS. It has to go through the postal service. Just to throw that tidbit out there. I thought that was kind of weird. It is very weird, but anyway, I digress. So yeah, and because of my rank, I retired as an Army E9. That's enlisted grade E9. It's the highest grade you can go as an enlisted soldier. Sergeant first class, sergeant major, right? So because of that, I am authorized some pretty cool stuff. I get a full escort, which means I have a marching platoon that escorts my body to my burial site. My body will be placed in I think it's a special casket with my urn. It will be put on a horse-drawn caisson. You've seen this thing. It used to be used back in the Civil War times, and after that, to haul around artillery pieces and artillery ammunition. But essentially, my stuff will be placed on that, and the horses will pull that. The platoon will be marching to the sides of me. I'll be draped in a flag, and we'll do the whole ceremony at the gravesite. So we're going to do that just for my family, my brothers and sisters, nieces, nephews, stuff like that. I just don't want to make a big scene there, and it's kind of a private, kind of solemn thing anyway, you know. So even the thing we're going to have down here locally in Florida is going to be family only. So I'm sorry, guys, but that's just the way the family wants it. That's the way I want it to. I'm a simple guy. You know that about me. If you know me, you know that. So we're going to keep it simple. So if you hear about my funeral and making arrangements for it, that's what's happening. That's where we're at. And we're going to actually start solidifying some of those details here this week. Just because, I'm on borrowed time. You never know when things are going to happen. And we want to make sure that, these parts of it are solidified and taken care of. So there's a funeral. What's next on the list here? Landscaping. We're gonna wait from my burial to landscaping. I mean, we'll keep it ground level for right now, right? So, like I said, the last 4 or 5 days, I've been feeling pretty good. So one day we got out, the wife and I in the afternoon, and my daughter, we went out and picked out the new flowers and stuff that we wanted for the front of the house. We had some tall grasses that looked great. When the wind blew, they kind of swayed around. I spent quite a bit of time and money and effort, not a whole lot, so $700, putting some uplighting on the house. I'll see if I can get a shot of that one of these days and put it in here. But so you got the grass in front of that, the lighting behind it shining up on the house, on the corners of the house. It looked great. We trimmed those down. I did that basically what I read on the internet on when you should trim those down. You've seen these grasses, you know what I'm talking about. And then shortly after that, we had a quasi-frost, and unfortunately, we waited and waited. It looked like the grass maybe was going to recover, but then it didn't. So in the last 4 days or so, we actually went out one afternoon. We picked out all the stuff that we wanted, and then a couple of days ago, the day after that, I should say, we repotted that stuff into the potters that we have out in front of the house. So here's a before shot. And this is basically after we ripped everything out. I wish I had a photo of the last landscaping. And then here's the after. So everything we bought it so it can grow into the house, right? We didn't buy it all full grown. We figured then it's going to die in 6 months and we'll be sad. Whereas maybe we can buy it when it's younger and we can enjoy it a little bit longer. So, yep, that's what the landscaping looks like. I think it came out pretty awesome myself. There's one thing that I forgot to add to the medical. So I had these, I don't know if you can see them. I can't open my jaw very far right now, sorry. One of the side effects of one of the chemo meds was to get sores on my tongue. And sure enough, on my left rear corner and the left side, a little bit on the top, we're having some issues. And that's going to be about it for this one, guys. So appreciate it. I hope everybody's doing well out there. I wish you all a great week, and we will catch you next time. All right.